Interestingly, though, just before, I think a lot of the papers sort of went to bed this evening. Obviously, the French sort of woke up and were taken aback with what has been taking place over the past 24 hours down under. And I know that I think probably in second editions or maybe even third tomorrow, we're going to see those comments. And I think that the Home Secretary Minister over there was basically saying they felt akin to being stabbed in the back, and now they want answers from how Australia are going to pay for this contract, the $90 billion contract moving forward. But like you say, I think people are probably going to focus on what this actually means for us specifically in our very own backyard. So it's going to be fascinating to see how that all plays out over the next couple of days for sure. Interestingly, the Fairfax papers, or the once Fairfax, now the Nine newspapers, The Age have gone with this story: China blasts nuclear deal. Australia will pursue long-range hypersonic missile technology with undersea drones while it builds a fleet of nuclear-powered submarines. But a partnership China has now labelled an extremely irresponsible threat to regional stability. I know the Global Times were up and about when this sort of hit the headlines overnight. What type of clapback do you think we're going to get from our northern neighbours?
The torpedoes of rhetoric are going to start coming in, long and loud, I think. And we've already seen the start of that coming in from China. And look, we have been copying this now since we dared put our head up and say there needs to be an investigation into where COVID came from, what happened in that Wuhan lab. So China has been throwing barbs across and taking down, putting attacks on our trade ever since then. So this will be the latest. They see this as an attack against China. So we're already seeing rhetoric coming out saying that the current difficulties in the relationship are caused entirely by the Australian side. So China is taking no responsibility whatsoever, despite their march down through the South China Sea. They don't want to see Australia as one of the 6 countries in this world that has nuclear submarines. And look, admittedly, it's going to be 2040 before we get our first one. So there is definitely, over the next nearly two decades, some serious thought that needs to go into how we are going to protect this country as China continues on its march. And this alliance is going to give us access to technology and, as you say, cyber warfare and other warfare capabilities that we would never have otherwise had. But certainly, I think brace yourself and lock yourself in, because the barbs from China have only just begun. They're saying it gravely undermines regional peace and stability, aggravates arms races and hurts the international non-proliferation efforts. Well, look, China, from my perspective, is doing nothing to create calm and peace in the Indo-Pacific region. So we have to do what we have to do to protect our country.
Yeah, sovereignty seems to be top of mind for the Prime Minister and his cohorts. The Sydney Morning Herald are obviously also covering this as well, and both of those mastheads have a great column by Peter Harcher, obviously weighing into the Chinese response to our decision.